Hello friends, so today we are going to talk about business. I'm going to do a business Q&A because I asked you questions over my Instagram stories and I got lots of questions, so I'm going to try and get through as many of them as I can. Disclaimer, I have no makeup on, I'm covered in fake tan, I smell like custard creams and I'm in my pyjamas, but we're friends here so I can just talk to you when I'm like that, can't I? Yeah. Okay, so first question is from Hannah. She says, what is your favourite thing about your job? That is such a nice question to start with. I definitely say there's two favourite things about my job. Number one, the ever-changing nature of it. Every single day is different. I have so much flexibility. It's always new and interesting. I mean, there's a lot of time spent on my laptop, but besides the laptop time, there's lots of like new interesting things happening and no 2 days are the same. So that's number one. Number two is the fact that I gain a lot of fulfillment from my job. I am very aware of the fact that I'm in such a privileged position to be able to do a job which brings me so much fulfillment and gives me so much, like, I don't know what the word is. I think it is fulfillment. I'm just really satisfied with what I do. It makes me feel really good. I feel like I'm making a difference. I feel like I'm having a positive impact. And I just feel so lucky that I have a job which allows me to feel that way. So yeah, that's my two favourite things about my career. Tara says, what has contributed the most to the growth of your blog and social media? I would say the main contributor, honestly, is time. I've been doing this for almost 8 years now, so I've been online for a really long time. I got in there before social media was like a huge deal. I think there's definitely still room for you to come onto social media now in 2019 and build an amazing brand, but I think it is a little bit more of a tough environment to grow in compared to back when I started. However, as I said, always more room at the top. You can still come in and make an absolute bang in this industry. But yeah, I think for me, time, consistency, hard work, and I think a really important part of my brand has been sharing who I am and my personality. And I like to think that has helped me grow over the years, but who knows really? It's a whole new world, the social media world. How did you become so good at speaking to the camera? I have to say that I was not very good at speaking to the camera, but the more that you do things that you're not comfortable with, the more comfortable you become with those things. So the more time you spend doing things which make you feel a little bit weird, like talking to a camera in your bedroom with nobody else there, that actually becomes more and more normal over time. And now I don't even think about it. I just feel like I'm chatting to a friend, but actually you are a camera. Have you had any business training? Nope, nada, zilch. And it's gone all right so far, so although I can't deny that it would be very beneficial. I wish I did have some business training. Can you talk about organisation and productivity? I think I could definitely do like a whole series on organisation and productivity, but I just want to put this out here now that I am the sort of person where like I'm very organised, to the point where a lot of people don't like that level of organisation. They don't relate to it. They don't think it's something they can implement into their life. So I'm kind of like, do people want to know about how I actually live my life and how organised I am, or is that not really that interesting? I don't know. Some people are really not that organised but still manage to be super productive, so the way that I work might not work for other people, if that makes sense. So let me know in the comments. What is your personal biggest revenue stream and how do you deal with fluctuating income? So my revenue streams are a multitude of different revenue streams. That's the nature of the job when you're in social media, when you work for yourself, when you have your own companies. I would say that the largest revenue stream that I have is working with brands and brand deals, but then marginally behind that I have my own products, which is things like my ebook, my training guide, my recipe book, etc. They also make me some money. And I also have my retreats and travels and like all the stuff which I do where I take people away with me on hiking escapes and things like that, and that is also another income of mine. So those are probably my top 3 incomes. And the same lady, Annie, also said, how do you deal with the fluctuating income in your industry? I would say that's definitely a thing you have to consider in this work. Like one month you might make loads of money and the next month you might make literally zero. So you have to be really considerate with how you handle your money, how you spend it, where you place it, where you use it, how you handle it, how you set things aside for tax and VAT, etc. So yeah, I'm just like super on it and aware of how much money I have, how much money I'm spending, and the budget that I need to stick to. I've had quite a lot of questions about Stay Wild Swim. If you don't know, Stay Wild Swim is my ethical and sustainable swimwear brand, which is officially just over 1 year old and has had an absolutely whirlwind first year. It's gone really, really well and I'm super proud of it. One question was from a girl called Billy and she said, how did you get the first funding for your company? Can you give us an approximate number? So in terms of funding for Stay Wild Swim is currently completely self-funded. We both started out by putting in our savings, so we both put in about 5 grand at the beginning. I'm just being honest here and telling you the numbers. We ended up having to put in a little bit more than that down the line as the first year progressed. But yeah, we both started off putting in 5 and then realising there's no way that that's enough for a swimwear brand. But that's what we started with in the beginning. So currently, completely self-funded. Maybe down the line we'll get investment, but this is just something that we're considering at the moment. We haven't quite made a firm decision on whether we're going to go down that route. How did you find suppliers and factories for Stay Wild Swim? Extensive Googling, extensive online research, talking to other brands who are making things, so talking to ethical, sustainable activewear brands, saying, hi, where do you make your items, etc, etc. Literally just calls, emails, conversations, research, lots of Google. That's it really. When and how did you decide that it was time to pay for an assistant with your business? So if you don't know, I actually have 3 different assistants, but all doing 3 very different things. To answer your question, first and foremost, I realised that I had to get help when I just literally couldn't do everything myself anymore. I have perhaps bitten off more than I can chew, definitely bitten off more than I can chew with my own businesses and with Stay Wild Swim, and I just realised I can't do it all and I have to start to delegate and get people to help me, otherwise I'm just never going to sleep. So in terms of the 3 girls and what they do, I have Emma, who just works on my brand and things that I'm doing as Zanna Van Dijk, and I literally couldn't live without her. She does like 3 days a week and hallelujah for Emma, she's amazing. I then also have 2 girls who work for me, who help me do Stay Wild Swim projects, so doing things like customer service, handling marketing, newsletter, etc, etc. And those 2 girls work for me, but they work for me doing Stay Wild Swim work. So those are the 3 people that I have. It's an expensive thing to do to hire these people, but I've got to the point where I'm in a position where I can afford to pay people to do a couple of days a week for me, and also I need to have those people in order for me to keep my businesses running. But I tell you what, it's like really scary having them because it just feels like a really big commitment. I actually have to pay other people's wages, I have to earn money. Yeah, it's a lot more pressure when you start actually paying people, it really is. I have had quite a lot of questions which are just like straight to the point, saying how much do you earn, what's your income, etc, etc. So let's talk. Number 1, I'm not going to tell you the number, sorry about that. I'm just not going to tell you the exact number, and also it literally changes month on month, day on day, year on year. However, I will say to you that blogging can be a very lucrative career and lucrative job if you work hard and you work out how to monetize your brand, because there's a lot of people who don't very efficiently monetize their brand, their social media presence, their online following. You have to kind of like, I don't know, you have to work hard and put in the grind to earn good money online, but it is possible. I'm just gonna come a little bit closer so that this stays in focus. So yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not telling you the exact number, but I will say that you can earn really, really good money doing blogging and doing social media and being an online creator, but you just have to like work smart and work hard. What is your go-to app to edit videos? So for Instagram and social media, I use an app called Splice to do my workout videos. And then for my YouTube videos like this, I use Final Cut Pro. Are you focused or not? Focus on me. Focus on me. Focus on me. The next question is, how do you stop social media always feeling like work so you can switch off and use it for fun? And I have to be honest, Chloe, that I never feel like that. Every time I'm on social media, for me, it is 100% work. I don't use social media for fun. I honestly use it as a career, and I'm actually okay with that. I am completely 100% okay with that. Social media is my job, and I don't just do it for fun. I do it because this is my career. Of course I enjoy it. I love my job. Disclaimer, I love my job, but I don't do it for fun. I do it, and when I go online, I do it because it's my job. Do you feel like demands and expectations from the follower side are changing? That's a really, really interesting question, and I actually do think that they are changing. I kind of feel like when I started doing social media 7-8 years ago, it was a completely different environment, and you could get great engagement and great growth just posting your dinner every night. Like literally a shocking quality photo of your dinner, that would get you great growth, because social media just wasn't this like perfect perfected like clickbait world. It was very much like just you posting photos on your iPhone and selfies in your grubby mirror in your university student room, you know? Whereas I feel like now, in order to grow, you have to be like super curated, high quality, really think about your content and really like go above and beyond. And a lot of what actually gets the clicks and the views is like clickbaity things, and you kind of have to buy into different trends sometimes to get the growth. And I've just come to accept the fact that like I don't do those things, and I'm not trendy, so I'm probably not going to grow as fast as somebody else who does do those things. But I'm actually okay with that, and I'm actually really okay with the size of my audience, because people say to me, do you want to grow? Do you want to keep growing? And I mean, of course I would love to grow. Like, growing is a really positive thing. Every business wants to grow. However, I am actually really content with the size of my audience. I feel like it's a really nice small community of people who I feel I know. I feel like we have a really nice relationship. I feel like we're engaged with one another. And besides monetary benefits, I'm not sure what more benefits I would get from having a larger following. I feel like I'm in such a nice sweet spot here with my following, where I feel like you guys are my friends, and I feel like when I meet you in person, we get on so well. I don't know, I just feel like I'm in a really good place, and I'm not in any rush to grow. Of course, business-wise, it would be great for me to grow, but on a personal level, I really like where I'm at. So I'm not in any rush to buy into the trends and to try and grow really rapidly, because I honestly just feel like I'm in a really good place. What does your working day entail? That is a very good question. If you want to see exactly what a working day for me on my laptop looks like, head over to my Instagram and click on the highlight titled blogging. On that highlight, there is a full day in the life of me working on my laptop and showing all the different tasks I do, the software that I use, etc, etc, etc. It was so well received. I got like such a mental response to that, so thank you so much for receiving it so positively. Hopefully you guys enjoy seeing what a day in my life is like when I work on my laptop, so head over and watch that over on my Instagram. The next question is from Amelia, and she says, how do you actually get paid? Do brands pay you directly, or do they go to an agency and then to you? So how I get paid actually varies depending on the sort of work that I'm doing. I'm just trying to use my hands up here quite a lot so that I stay in focus and the background doesn't get in focus. Is this even working? Gah! So, as I was saying, with my work, it completely depends on what I'm doing. So brand deals go exclusively through my agent. They negotiate things, they work out a contract, they make sure that I don't get effed over in the long term, to make sure that my back is covered legally, etc, etc, etc. I hope you're enjoying my gesticulation going on right now. And then in terms of me being paid directly, that tends to come from things like my own products, and then of course my retreats and my travels. So those sorts of things pay me directly, and then brands who work with me go through my agent, because they try and cover me legally and make sure that everything is safe and savvy, you know? Oh my god, can you just focus on me? Okay, I've changed location in hopes that this means that it will stay focused on me. Sorry about that. Okay, so the next question is from Cats and Carbonara, and she says, do you ever feel frustrated vlogging experiences for work rather than being present in the moment? That is a really interesting question, and I would definitely say that yes, sometimes I do feel like that, and that is actually why you might have noticed over the course of the past 6 to 8 months that I do less day in the life vlogs. And when I do vlog, the vlogs tend to be when I'm working at home for the day rather than when I'm out and about doing things. And that's just because usually when I'm out and about, I actually want to be out and about doing things and living in them and enjoying them and being present rather than vlogging them. However, I have become more aware of the fact that I need to switch up my content, so I am going to try and do some more vlogs where I go out and about and share my day with you, so stay tuned for those. I also love sharing travel content, but for example when I was in Patagonia, I didn't vlog anything for the last like 10 days of the trip because I wanted to be truly present. So I think it's a bit of a balance. Like, I want to share things with you guys, and sometimes vlogging actually really adds to my day, especially if I'm with Ant, my boyfriend, and we vlog together. We tend to find it so much fun doing it together. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. Sometimes I really enjoy it, sometimes it adds to my day, and sometimes I kind of just don't want to do it. I just want to be completely switched off and not have to film what I'm doing that day. So, you know, a bit of both. What's the one thing about the industry that nobody knows? I would say that even within the industry, a lot of people don't know how much each other earns, and there's not enough transparency between bloggers about how much people charge for posts. I do have a couple of friends, for example Lucy and Steph, who you might follow on Instagram. We have really honest conversations with each other about how much we're charging for posts, how much we're earning, how we're working with different brands and all this sort of stuff, and I value those conversations so much. But but they are so rare in this industry, and there's just not enough openness and transparency about how much we're earning with each other. I'm not necessarily sure that we should be sharing it with the world. I don't think I should be shouting about it on my YouTube channel how much money I earn through my job, because I don't think that really helps anyone. However, I do think it helps when bloggers talk to each other and have transparency with each other about how much they earn and how much they're charging and how they're working with brands, because it just means we can all work better with brands, we can all know our worth, and we can all make sure that we're doing the best thing for us and our businesses. So that's something, I don't even know if that answers the question. What's one thing about the industry that nobody knows? I guess nobody really knows in the industry or outside the industry how much everybody else is earning. So I'd say that's the one thing. The next question is, has there been any delays with Stay Wild Swim due to samples not matching sketches or escalating costs? Yes. Often when we make a swimwear piece, we might go through anything from 3 to 6 different samples to get the final design. It takes so many rounds of samples and it costs us so much money to do sample rounds to get the designs correct. So yeah, there's definitely been delays with like samples taking ages to get it right, and just like going back and forth with making adjustments. And also there's definitely been some financial holdups over the course of the first year, but we're getting better with cash flow now, so that's not really happening anymore. Sass, I'm not sure if that's your real name, but I do like that. She says, how long did it take you to build a social media platform that was large enough and provided enough income for you to live? I would say that I started blogging, like, yes, 7, 8 years ago, and maybe 3.5, 4 years in, I was in a position to be able to work full time doing social media. Probably more like 4 years in. So took a long time, but bear in mind that I was doing this at the very dawn of the influencer world, and when this job didn't really exist. We were kind of like creating the job as we went along, so maybe it would be faster and quicker nowadays. Do you work when you're traveling, and is travel part of your work? Yes, traveling is an integral part of my work. I know that I travel a lot, and you probably think that I'm just on holiday constantly. It probably looks like that, but that is a bit of an illusion. I definitely go on a few holidays a year. I go on some lovely holidays, and I'm so lucky and privileged. I have to disclaim myself and how damn privileged I am, because I understand how privileged I am. I am so privileged to be able to go on some lovely holidays every year. However, I would say that 3/4, if not 4/5 of the travel that I do every year is for work, and I do earn money through that. So for example, I'm an ambassador for Visit California, so I earn money through going to California and taking a videographer with me and photographer with me and making lovely content to share on social media. I also, for example, went to Sri Lanka this year, and I earned money by hosting a fitness retreat in Sri Lanka. So most of the things that I do which involve travel are actually monetized and are earning me an income. So yeah, I do go on a few holidays, but the vast majority of my travel is for work. And I am so lucky that I get to do that, like ridiculously lucky. Best and worst part about being a blogger. So as I said earlier, the best part is definitely the elements of flexibility and freedom, the fact that I get to have a lot of sense of fulfillment in my job. I'd say that the worst parts are probably number 1, I find it really hard to switch off. Like, I just can't, but I've also accepted that about myself. And number 2 is the fact that you get online trolling and hate, but I've also accepted that as well. How do you feel about the future of blogging? I have to say that I have absolutely no idea where the future of blogging is going, and that's really unlike me because I'm such an organised, forward-thinking, forward-planning kind of gal. I kind of feel a little bit on edge not knowing where everything is going with blogging, but I have also accepted the fact that that's the nature of the industry, and the most important thing for me to do as a blogger and a social media creator is to just go with where social media goes. So for example, Snapchat kind of died a death with creators my age. I just came off Snapchat, focused my energy on Instagram stories, which is now a huge part of my business. So it's just kind of like going with where social media goes, and that's all I can do. I can't predict the future. I just have to follow what the social media platforms do and do my best. And kind of like let my social media platforms evolve with me as I grow and as I get older. For example, I'm 27 now, but who knows what my life is going to be like when I'm like 33, 34, 35. Who knows what I'm going to want to share on social media. So I just kind of have to like go with it, which is so scary and unlike me, but I've accepted that as well. The next question is, what takes up the majority of your time when you're working? So honestly, it changes every single day, as I said earlier, so I can look at my calendar for next week. Monday, I'm doing some filming in the morning, I'm hosting an event in the afternoon, then in the evening I will have to work on the content that I captured at the event because that needs to be turned around for approval to go live a couple of days later. Tuesday, I'm in meetings in the morning and then I'm recording my podcast in the afternoon. Wednesday, I have a video shoot in the morning. In the afternoon, I have to prepare some content ready for a video shoot the week after, so I have to plan like 12 different workouts to film the week after. Thursday, I'm at a WWF sustainability conference all day. So literally, every single day is different, and then in and around all of that I have to like vlog, edit the YouTube video, write blog posts, do my newsletter, do Instagram stories every day, do tweets every day, do Instagram posts every day. So around all of that sort of stuff, and do emails, I have to like do all these other things as well. So that's the thing that I struggle with, because every day there's something going on, whether that's like a video shoot or a conference or meetings, but then outside of that I also have to maintain all of this social media stuff, which is my actual brand. So that's the struggle that I have doing all of it. Elle says, when you get older, do you have a backup career in mind? Yes and no. Number one, I'm just going to go with the flow of social media and see where it goes, where it develops, where my passions go, because right now I'm really passionate about like certain topics, but maybe it'll develop in different directions. That'll take me in different directions. Number two, I also hope that Stay Wild Swim will grow to a point where that can be my full-time job. And if I don't want to be on social media anymore, I can just run Stay Wild Swim. I mean, that would be the dream. Do you plan out your social media posts and blog posts in advance? Yes and no. I have to say that the vast majority of my Instagram posts are reactive. They are in the moment. They are things which have happened or that I've thought about that day and I want to post about. However, I do have a list on my phone, like a big list of different topics which I would like to eventually talk about on my Instagram. And if I have nothing to talk about, I can just go on there, pick a topic and then word vomit all about it. So I do have that, but I have to admit that I don't really use that list very often. Maybe one post a week is from that list. And then when it comes to blog posts, I definitely plan them in advance. I actually have a document on my laptop with about 6 or 7 pre-written blog posts ready to go. I like to write them in bulk when I'm doing things like sitting on a train for 4 hours. I'll just write 8 blog posts, bam. So yeah, I do like to do those in advance. Influencing, how do you make sure that you can make money from it and be prepared for the future with a pension, etc.? So I did not know anything about this until the start of this year. I honestly had no idea what I was doing with regards to VAT, pension, adulting, all of these things, because nobody ever tells you how to adult. So I was completely blagging it. Turns out you can't really do that when you want to do things like save for later in life and have a pension and stuff. So in February this year, I hired a financial advisor, a very privileged thing to do, but I did it and it completely changed my life and educated me about everything needs to do with my finances. And I realised that I was doing nothing of what I actually needed to do. And I've actually recommended loads of my blogger friends to go and use this financial advisor because it really has made such a big difference to me. However, I understand that not every single person can afford a financial advisor or wants to hire a financial advisor. So that is why in 2020, I'm doing a series of events which are all about educating you guys about how to take control of your finances, teaching you all the things that nobody teaches us at school, even though we definitely should be taught these things. And the events are either going to be free, very cheap, or for a charity donation. So yes, definitely stay tuned on my social media. And off the back of those events, I will be sharing some online content, all produced by my financial advisors, not produced by me because I know nothing, for you guys who can't make it to the events. So stay tuned for that. And the final question that I'm going to answer is, where did you qualify as a personal trainer? There's so many courses out there that I struggle to know which one to do. So I qualified as a personal trainer maybe 5 years ago. I used a company called Train Fitness and they were fine. However, there are so many personal training companies, and to be honest, you could probably go with almost any of them as long as you come out as a REPS certified personal trainer. The most important thing is that you then get yourself on the gym floor with clients, and that is when you learn everything. If I'm honest, a personal training course doesn't really teach you that much. You learn everything on the job with people in like real life situations. So I would just say do any course that you can afford that is REPS certified, and then just learn everything with actual clients. Anyway, I really hope that that Q&A was interesting and insightful. If you have any more questions or you want me to talk more about these sorts of subjects, let me know in the comments down below. I love reading your thoughts. Please give this video a cheeky thumbs up if you appreciate my honesty in it, and subscribe and give me some love. And I think you guys are awesome. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.